Video because there were so many students asking how to write a good answer, because sometimes they know the topic well, they feel that they have written well, but they don't score well in examinations. So it's more about the subjective answer writing, and we will discuss it in this video. Presentation matters. So when you are writing an answer, you have to be very careful about how you are presenting your answer. So use keywords in your answer so that the moment somebody reads your answer, the focus on key terms is there. So your terms, terminologies, keywords are very important when you are writing an answer. Structure your answer well. Your introduction and conclusion should be well drafted. So if you're writing an introduction, your introduction itself should take all the important points that you're going to discuss. So your introduction itself brings to the notice that what you are going to elaborate on in your answer. So introduction to your answer is very important. Your presentation matters in this way that don't cut too much, don't scribble too much, don't make it haphazard. So your answer book should also look clean, and it should be, you should organize first. If you want to do some rough work, make a rough work column or do it at the back of the sheet. Don't make your answer sheet look very dirty. So keep it clean and use a nice pen. Highlight important portions of a subjective answer, because when you're writing subjective answer, it's very difficult to note that what are the key points that you have highlighted. So, and don't use highlighters or something that will come under unfair means, but what you have to do is simply underline with the same colored pen that you are using to write your answers. Just underline the important portions of your answer, or the important quotes that you have put in, or in what is there to substantiate your answer. So just underline those portions in your answer. And of course, if it is an answer of literature, because I cater mostly to literature students, so don't use bullets or numbers. Please write in paragraph, because it is an answer of literature. But for other subjects, if it is more scientific and observation based subject, you can use bullets or numbers. And again, your handwriting should be legible, your notebook should be presentable, and take care of spelling, grammar and syntax, because these things matter. If you are not able to really, because if you write in a very incoherent way, and if you make a lot of spelling mistakes or grammatical errors, the meaning that you are trying to convey is not conveyed to the teacher. So you have to be very accurate when you're writing your answer. Then next we come to outlining your answer. Your answer should be precise. And if something is asked, like if you are asked about critical appreciation of a poem, you don't have to talk about the writer or something that is not at all related to the answer. So you have to answer only what is in the question. So you don't have to give any details that are not relevant for the answer. So only use the relevant details, only use those details that matter. Be to the point, be precise, don't beat around the bush, and keep to the word limit. If it is says that 600 words, you can at the maximum cross it to 650, but not more than that. That is not acceptable. Or you can write up to 550 words. It's not that every word you have to write matters, but then you have to be very much around the word limit that is given. You can also discuss the word limit or see it according to the marks allotted. So if it is a 6 marks question, there is no need to write long answers. You can just sum it up in 250 to 300 words. If it is a long question carrying 12 marks or 15 marks, then you can write around 500 words. You have you also have to go through time management when you are doing giving an exam. So if it is a 3 hours exam, you can allot the time according to the marks that is given. And you can, if it is a shorter answer, you can also if it is like a 1 hour paper, then you can also shorten up your answers. So you have to be very pragmatic about the time management in your examination hall. And substantiate your answers. If you're just writing something, that won't make sense. So from where you have taken, if you have referred to a history book, or if you have referred to some study material, please give your reference from where you have learned it. So if you're just writing something, it should be verifiable, it should be accurate, and you should also refer to the reference book that you have referred to. It's always good to give your reference. Even if you're writing your answers in an examination hall, it's better to quote the critics. It's better to substantiate from the text, quote from the text or from the critics. And in an answer of literature, do some comparative reading. So if you are reading a work that is comparable to some other works by the same writer, or if you are comparing it to some other writer of the same time, like if you are talking about partition literature and you are talking about progressive writers, you can also talk about, you are talking about Manto, but you can also give cross reference to Chughtai. So that you can do, you can go comparative, but again, you don't have to go away from the question asked. So you don't have to digress, but you can be comparative. Also refer to the critic's point of view, because your point of view should be substantiated by what others think about it. So if you're writing about Shakespeare, you can talk about A.C. Bradley, you can talk about Stephen Greenblatt, you can talk about Dollimore, Sinfield, other critics who have talked about Shakespeare. So in that way, your answer would be substantiated and that would make sense. And in the end, I would just like to say that if you carry on in this way, I hope you'll get good marks. Thank you.